Hi there everyone, welcome to the JPT sub. Today the 5719 is back on the workbench. It's been here a few times actually, and a couple of them were my fault, and this one probably is too. The first time it was on the workbench, it was when it got its 6-pin DCC decoder. Later, I cannibalized the DCC decoder out of this one to put in my Black 5 because it needed a 6-pin and I didn't have one and really wanted to run it. So then it made another appearance not that long ago, earlier this year in fact, where it got a new 6-pin decoder in it. And from there it went on to the layout and it ran for a bit. Then it was, I wasn't paying attention. I was working on something else while it was running and it picked a switch. And while it did that, somehow it locked up the rear truck on this unit. So it basically became a deadline unit because it would not run. The truck was just completely locked up, and I'm not sure, the motor will still turn, so I'm not sure if anything else is messed up in there or not. But a friend of mine, good friend George, had one that his didn't run either, and he had cannibalized some parts and done different things, and sent me this to see if maybe I could make one good running unit out of the two. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with we're going to replace that rear truck first and see where we go from there. So we'll take everything out of the box. One thing I am going to do is once I remove this truck, which we'll take a look at doing that, I'm going to put it in the cleaner just to clean it up and everything, so it'll be good to go for that. And so yeah, let's. I'm going to take these out of the box and then we'll take that truck out. Okay, here we go. I got my handy dandy little screwdriver here. We're just going to pop this open here. Tweezers. Where's some tweezers? Looks like these are the contact strips that roll down, that run the length of the frame there. Pull those out. Righty, let's see what we got here. So here we got our frame. So this frame, each end has a screw that you just loosen it up a little bit. I probably don't need to loosen them much. Once you loosen it just a little bit, these trucks should, ooh, they do, they just pop right out. Ooh, look at that. That was almost too easy. All right, so, yeah, these are, these feel pretty free rolling. I really should only need one of these, but I'm going to go ahead and clean them both up anyway, so just in case. So we're going to put that on there. All right, so I'm going to clean this up, and then when I come back, we'll take this one out, and we'll remove the truck from it and put the new one on and see what we get. Oh, and just so you guys can see, this is the ultrasonic cleaner that I'm going to use. I'll just put some, actually I'm going to put some alcohol in here. 91%. Clean the truck with this, and then I'll shoot it with some electronic cleaner just so to get any residue from the alcohol off. And then we'll, I'll test it before I lube it. So I'm out of Labelle oil, which, only less is more when it comes to that stuff, but we'll lube that. But I got to pick up some of that today while I'm out. So next up, let's clean it and see where we go from there. Okay, the trucks are out of the bath and dried and cleaned. Now it's time to see about replacing the, we'll start with replacing the rear truck on this one and see what we get. So let's open her up here. Get her out of the case without breaking anything, because Lord knows I'm good at that. All right, so there we go. I'm going to do the infamous shell drop here and see if I can get the chassis loose. And it did work. Woo, wow. We're on a roll here. Again, it didn't show so much on this one, but here's where the plug for the 6-pin decoder goes in here. So got our decoder there. We're good. So what we want to replace is, I think this is the truck that has the problem. I don't think I have any issues in here, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't really want to try and take it apart to find out. So we're going to, where's my screwdriver here? We're going to loosen this screw right here. We're not going to completely take it out. We're just going to loosen it up. And that should allow us to pop this truck out. Maybe a little bit more. There it goes. All right, and definitely the wheels are definitely locked up on this truck. They're not gonna do anything here. So trucks look the same. A little bit of difference in color in the gear tower, but that may be the Labelle oil, which I forgot to pick up while I was out yesterday. So we're gonna run it dry for now. Yeah, so it's been a day since you guys saw this, since I was working on this last. But anyway, here's where we go. We're gonna see if we can pop that truck back up in there. And then we're going to tighten this back up. There we go. So next thing is we'll put it on the track and see if she'll run. Definitely looks the part anyway. We'll see if it works. Okay, we got her back on the rails here, and lights on. We was getting power anyway, so I knew that part was working and the decoder could read. It was just actually physical mechanical problem. So let's fire it up and see if it drives away. Look at that there. Ooh, nice and slow. All right, let's try the other direction here. Look at that, there we go. Success. Looks like it worked. I think that's all I have to replace. I'm not going to actually have to pull the whole thing apart. That's a huge win. Let's see if it'll come by a little faster. It did. Let's try the other direction. All right, well, let's snap the shell back on this thing real quick, and then we'll let it run so you get her back in service. Okay, back over at the workbench here. Let's move that screwdriver out of the way here. The shell should just see if I can get it to maybe easier said than done. Anyway, there you go, back together. Now let's set her down here for a minute. All right, so now it's going to be back to the rails. That's the bad truck. Yeah, you can feel the wheels won't even, they just barely move. So something's gummed up in the gear tower there. So it's, yeah, well, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, that's the fix. Let's see if she can do a few laps here and see how it does. All right, here she is back on the rails, got a train coupled up to her, and off she goes. And there you have it, folks, the 5719 back running again. And want to thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely want to thank my friend George for the repair parts. Couldn't have done it without you, buddy. Thank you. And again, thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all will click like, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. Lots more content to come here on the JPT sub. So hope y'all all have a great day. We'll see you next time right here on the JPT side.